You've spent your whole life being kind to people. You show up, you listen, you help without being asked. And yet sometimes you look around and wonder, do these people actually respect me? Or are they just used to me? Most people try to answer that question the wrong way. They wait for someone to say something disrespectful. They wait for a fight. They wait for proof. But real disrespect almost never announces itself. It hides behind smiles, behind compliments, behind people who say all the right things but do none of them. And here's what makes it worse. The more generous you are, the harder it is to see it, because your brain doesn't want to believe that someone you care about doesn't truly respect you. So it protects you by making excuses for them. But pay attention to this. In Chinese culture, respect was never about words. It was never about someone telling you, "I respect you." It was about what people did when nothing was at stake. The small things, the quiet things, the things most people completely ignore. And once you learn to read those signals, everything changes. You stop guessing, you stop doubting yourself, and you start seeing people for exactly who they are, without a single confrontation. Here are 12 habits rooted in Chinese behavioral philosophy that silently reveal who truly respects you and who's just pretending. The first one. Watch who adjusts their behavior when you're uncomfortable. Most people won't tell you you're crossing a line. Especially after 50, you've trained yourself to tolerate things. You laugh it off, you change the subject. But someone who respects you doesn't need you to say it. They notice your silence, they notice when your energy shifts, and they adjust without being asked. If someone keeps doing the thing that bothers you, even after seeing your reaction, that's not ignorance. That's a choice. And that choice tells you everything. The second one. Pay attention to who remembers what you said, not your birthday, not the big things, the small things. You mentioned your knee was hurting last week. You said you were worried about your son. You talked about a book you were reading. Someone who respects you files those things away, not because they have great memory, because you matter enough to listen to. This is more common than people think. Most of us talk all the time and nobody truly hears us. So when someone remembers a small detail, that's not casual. That's respect made visible. The third one. Notice who includes you when they don't need to. This one is subtle but powerful. Someone invites you to a gathering even though you're not part of the core group. Someone shares information with you that would benefit you even though they had no obligation to. Someone saves you a seat. Respect isn't just about how people treat you face to face. It's about whether you exist in their mind when you're not in the room. There's a detail here that almost nobody catches. In Chinese philosophy, there's a concept that roughly translates to thinking of someone in their absence. It means the deepest form of respect isn't expressed to your face, it's expressed behind your back. When someone defends you in a conversation you'll never hear. When someone mentions your name with warmth when you're not there. The fourth one. Watch how people respond to your success. This one hurts, because it reveals things you might not want to see. You share good news, a promotion, a trip, a grandchild, and instead of genuine happiness, you get a flat reaction, a quick, "Oh, that's nice," followed by a change of subject, or worse, a comparison. "Oh yeah, my neighbor did that too." Someone who respects you doesn't compete with your joy. They sit in it with you, even for a moment, and that moment tells you more than years of conversation. The fifth one. Notice who asks for your opinion and actually uses it. Not the people who ask just to be polite, not the ones who nod and then do exactly what they already plan to, but the ones who ask because they genuinely value what you think. And then you see your input reflected in their decision. After 50, this one hits different, because by now you carry decades of experience, and very few people bother to access it. When someone does, that's not small talk, that's recognition. But here's where it goes deeper. Because behind all of these habits, there's a psychological pattern that changes everything. Most people measure respect by intensity, grand gestures, public praise, expensive gifts. But respect doesn't live in intensity. Respect lives in consistency. It's not the friend who throws you a surprise party once. It's the friend who checks in on you every single week without fail. The sixth one. Watch who respects your time. This one is quiet but brutal. Someone cancels on you last minute again. Someone keeps you waiting without apologizing. Someone calls you only when it's convenient for them. Your time is the most honest currency you have, and how people treat it tells you exactly how much they value your presence. The 7th one. Notice who makes space for your silence. Not everyone who respects you fills every moment with words. Some people sit with you and let the silence breathe. They don't rush you. They don't interrupt. They don't redirect the conversation to themselves. They just let you be. In a world that never stops talking, someone who respects your silence is someone who respects your depth. The 8th one. Pay attention to who keeps your secrets. You told someone something personal, maybe a fear, maybe a mistake, maybe a regret, and that information stayed exactly where you left it. That's not loyalty. That's respect at its most invisible form. Because the moment someone shares your story without permission, they've told you exactly how much your trust is worth to them. This is especially important at this stage of life. Because after 50, your circle gets smaller, and the people still in it carry pieces of your life that nobody else has. What they do with those pieces defines everything. The 9th one. Watch who gives you truth instead of comfort. This one surprises people, because we think respect means agreement, but real respect sometimes sounds like disagreement. Someone who respects you will tell you the thing nobody else wants to say, not to hurt you, but because they care enough to risk your reaction. Pay close attention to this. Comfort is easy. Anyone can smile and nod. But truth requires courage. And courage requires respect. The 10th one. Notice who apologizes without being forced. No excuses, no, well, you also did this. No waiting until you bring it up. Just a clean, I was wrong. That's rare. And it's rare because most people protect their ego before they protect the relationship. When someone puts the relationship first, that's not weakness. That's the strongest form of respect there is. The 11th one. Watch who shows up during your hard seasons, not the crisis moments. Everyone shows up for the ambulance, but the hard seasons, the quiet months when you're just tired, when you're grieving something nobody sees, when you're not fun to be around, the people who stay during those months don't stay because it's easy. They stay because you mean more to them than convenience. The 12th one. Notice who lets you change. This is the one most people miss. Someone knew you 10 years ago, and they still treat you like that version. They don't let you grow. They don't let you evolve. They keep pulling you back to who you were because that's the version that served them best. Someone who truly respects you doesn't hold you to your past. They make room for who you're becoming, even if it challenges them. And here's the truth behind all of this. You already knew most of these things. Deep down, you've always felt who respects you and who doesn't. But you ignored that feeling because accepting it meant making hard decisions about people you've known for decades. The real revelation isn't learning how to spot respect. It's giving yourself permission to trust what you always felt. That instinct you've been carrying your entire life, it was never wrong. You were just too kind to listen to it. Respect was never about confrontation. It was never about demanding it or testing people. It was about slowing down enough to see what was always there. The people who truly respect you have been showing you all along. And the ones who don't have been showing you too. You just weren't looking at the right signals. Which of these 12 habits hit you the hardest? And is there someone in your life who came to mind while you were listening? Tell me in the comments. But there's something even deeper than respect that shapes every relationship you've ever had. Something most people carry their entire life without ever naming it. And once you see it, you'll understand why certain people treat you the way they do. That's the next video.